Good morning. Panerai or Bell and Ross? Gotta make my weekly watch change. The watch of the week. That will never focus. Anyways. I'm thinking Panerai. Time is it? 8:13. I scheduled this for 8:15, so I have 2 minutes. 8:13, so probably 8:14. Pop. Oh yeah, it's running. Oh, the pin is coming out. Uh-oh. There you go, if you're a watch dude. All right. Let's get going. It's about 8:15. Time to tee up. Yeah, the pins are coming out everywhere. Gee whiz. Maybe I shouldn't wear this. Oh, everywhere. Can't lose those pins. They're ceramic. All right. Time to get going. Gee, where's this thing? I guess that'll work. Alrighty, alrighty. Let's do a poll. What do you want to trade first? Well, I know. How about this? Start a poll. What are you going to trade today? Risk on, risk off, no idea. Let's see what's on your mind. Yeah, I got you, big. That's why I got TRADARS up. Well, you answer that. Why don't we get going? I'll mark this as the beginning. Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Guten Morgen, my name is Wayne. So what we're going to do is we got some retail sales coming up. Do consumers have credit? Do they have confidence? Are they spending money? Are they saving money? Well, let's find out. If you don't have any money and you don't have any credit, then you stop spending, right? So anyways, this should be interesting. In particular, the market would be asking, with these series of high inflation numbers that we've got now to CPI, is this starting to have a negative impact on that spending habit? Okay, so that's what we'll take a look at. There's a lot of other stuff going on this week. You probably know Chinese industrial production's coming out later today. We got Kiwi news coming out quite a few times this week. Lots of CPI data, Aussie jobs reports, lots going on this week. So today, well, we're going to be focused on retail sales, and then tonight, Chinese industrial production. Right on. So please answer the poll. Are you risk on or risk off? Do you feel like buying the stock market today, or are you going to sell the stock market today? That kind of stuff. Risk on, risk off. How do you feel? Let's do a quick sentiment poll. Then we zip over to here. Oh, hang on, I forgot my door open. Hang on. Yeah. All right, so we're going to use TRADARS today because we likely have a high volatility event-driven strategy. So what you want to do is look at sonars and see if we have a discernible underlying pattern with the volatility. It's asking two questions, or answering two questions. Is there underlying volatility to this news event? And is there a discernible pattern? Yeah. All right. So in the meantime, we have this data, which eventually is going to load, I hope. I hope my internet's not bad. Eventually we'll get this data to load, and it's going to help us by looking into the past. Now, we don't know the future, but we do know the past. And the past could be a useful tool. It doesn't predict future results, but it takes a lot of the randomness out of what we do. And so if there's a discernible pattern in the results of the volatility regarding CPI, well, we want to know that. Maybe that gives us a little bit of a trading edge. Okay? Now, if you're going to use a tool like TRADARS, maybe it's just having a brain fart, or maybe it's me. Let's see if anything loads for me. Okay, yeah. If you're going to use a tool like TRADARS, well, I suggest you use an ECN. It's a long story. It's a long story. It has to do with the way that the industry works, and that the two choices that brokers have as a business model. Okay? One is based on trading against you, and the other one is providing you with a trustworthy ethical service. Trader's Way is one of those trustworthy ethical services that don't trade against you. Cool. So I recommend that you use an ECN. And the ECN that I use is Trader's Way. I recommend them. They're good people. I've known them for almost 10 years. So there you go. There's there's a balance here. TRADARS plays nice with Trader's Way. And when I showed it to them, they said, oh my God, it's awesome. Okay. I know some of the technology inside TRADARS, like these sonars, have been, let's say, rejected by hundreds of brokers. So it just shows you it doesn't work well with most brokers' business models. Now, why is this not loading? Maybe I have a browser problem. Do I dare upgrade my browser? Oh, no. I hope not. I hope it's not an internet problem. Well, let's try that. No, it's okay. It's not that. All right. All right. Maybe I'm using a Panamanian ISP. I'm not sure. But anyways, while we look at this, this just happened to be from Quant Box, and we looked at seasonality for copper. And then we looked at week over week measuring standard deviation. And then we looked at the accumulation of positions, which is the shape of the year for copper. Pretty good discussion. I really enjoyed it today. I didn't plan on talking about it, but we ended up talking about it because copper is a new asset class that QuantBox tracks for you. So if you want to see that, go to youtube.com/@QuantBox, and I'll upload it there later today if I remember. Okay, so this ain't loading for me. I don't know what's going on. So let me try a different browser session just for fun. Let's see. Let's open a fresh. Let's do a freshie. New window. No, not that one. Well, why not? Let's try this one. Good. It's asking me to log in. That's a good sign. Yeah. And it loaded. Did it? Sonars. Yeah, it did load. Okay, good. Good. It was me. So I'll load it to, I'll load the video today if you're interested. Okay. If you're interested, I'll load it up here and you can learn about all the things we discussed in regards to the new asset class, copper. So technical says, hey, any news? Yeah. Well, in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay, what do you guys want to trade today? Euro dollar? Let's do that. If it comes out less than 0.3, down. If it comes out greater, you don't even trade euro dollar. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, so let's not do euro dollar. All right. Okay, let's do pound then. If the actual comes out less than 0.3, we look to sell pound dollar, 80% chance of down. But if it comes out greater, we want to buy pound dollar, 71.4%. You got it? So let's do this quickly. Let's go to a pound dollar. How do I want to pull this up? I guess we'll pull it up here. Okay, so if then, okay, I can't see this. Why is that over there? Okay, where's my text? Okay. Okay, if greater, buy. 71.4%. Okay? All right. And then if, we'll do it over here. If less than 80% sell. Okay, so then we go, if lower, sell, and it's an 80% chance. You got it? And what do you want to do? Let's do, what do you want to do? A 2020 OCO scalp? Okay. Hopefully I didn't run out of time. The number is it's a lot higher, right? Am I right? Did I get it right? Sorry, I was trying to do like 5 things. We thought 0.3 and it came out 0.7, right? Yeah. All right, so let's throw down our template and let's do a confluence. And so let's go to that. Just looking here. So greater than expected. And looking at X autos, okay. I mean, it's a very big number. Everything's big, like that's a big number. So in the past, oh, let me just buy it just for fun. All right, so now we got our 2020 OCO. I was hoping to catch a little bit lower. That might have been premature. All right, it's just I can't do both at the same time. All right. So in the past, we did not face a scenario that we're in now. Okay? So we got very, 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 very good news. In the past, good news was good news, right? There you go. So Charlie, right? Charlie nails it. So Chuck's right. Typically, good news is good news. But this red hot retail sales, and it is red hot. I mean, it's much higher. Could signify that the economy is doing too well for the Fed to normalize. So the good news is bad news. Does make TRADARS wrong, of course, because, well, it's not a predictive tool. Right? TRADARS tells you what actually happened in the past. So it's 100% right. Okay. But like, for example, I can bring it back here. Okay. So it was greater than consensus. And so 71.4% of the time, pound dollar went up in the past. You see? So this is what we're trying for now. I got a little trade on for fun. Okay. And so, you know, buy the dip with a little 20 pip scalp. It's only a news scalp, right? No big deal. What I'd rather have done, and I might do it again too, I might try again down here at the confluence. It's better support. I mean, just for fun, why don't we do another one down there like I originally did? I'll move it a little bit up because I got to catch the spread. All right. So anyways, we're just having some fun here. All right. So we noticed in the past that that's the output, right? The output is knowing the history. In the past, good news was good news, and good news weakens the dollar. Then you look at the historical context, and look, it was down back in January. It was down for a couple of hours, but then actually closed higher. So it did one of these things. It came down, hit support, and then rose. Back in December, it went up modestly. Okay, an hour later, we're kind of back to where we were, but then closed higher. Okay, back in October, the initial candle was red, then stabilized at support, and then turned green and closed higher. Back in August of 2023, it went up. There's your second chance pullback. 45 minutes later, right, or an hour later, you could buy a dip scenario, and it closed higher. Okay, back in June 2023, remember that? We expected a negative number, but got a big positive number, differential of 0.4 up. And it went way up. Why? Look at the size of the differential. Okay? And we have a big differential today. Okay? We expected 0.3. We got a 0.7. The delta is 0.4. So in the past, it actually led to a big up. Big meaning, you know, in 2 hours it went up. I have a little 2020 OCO on this one. But what is different today versus all these other news events is that good news is bad, because we want the Fed to cut interest rates. And if the economy is this good, if everything is this great, then it takes away the chances that the Fed cuts to stimulate. Well, it doesn't need to stimulate. It's already kicker, right? Kick butt. Okay? So anyways, anywho, that gives us some fun. So we got a little buy the dip strategy, and it's worked in the past. It doesn't mean it'll work this time, but I'm just showing you, like, in this case, we could try, like, buy a little dip on support. Well, I'm not really at support. I just didn't want to miss a move while I'm talking. This is much better support if we look at the bottom, right? Like, let's go out to a 15-minute chart. Okay. And definitely better support down there, right? So we'll just see how this works. On the whole, it feels good. It's a risky trade, but on the whole, it feels good. So, right, there's the actual support. Cool. Most of you, actually, it's interesting. I'd call that almost 50-50 risk on, risk off. I'm a bit surprised by that, but that's why you ask. That's interesting. So, oops, I want to do that in blue. Let's try that. What do you think? Is it gonna move it? Or are we going to say, well, at least Nvidia and Microsoft and Google are going to make money if the economy feels good? Uh-oh, my phone just went crazy because I said Google. Google sucks. Google, go away. Oh, it went away. That bugs me. Doesn't it bug you? If you accidentally say the word. You said the word! Nee! Nee! And your phone turns on? Uh-huh. Which means it's listening right now. Cool. So anywho, we'll have some fun with that. All right. All right. Okay. I want to go over, that made me think when we were talking about if retail sales are good and consumers are spending money, yeah, we might not get interest rate cuts soon with that logic, but who makes the money? The Magnificent Seven. So maybe we get a bid on NASI today, huh? Maybe. Okay, and that's where you get like, you know, if you see like in TRADARS, in the sonar section, we look at the past, and yes, 71.4% of the time, a news event like this produced up. But after 2 hours after the news, which means, you know, it's only 8:30, so 9:30, 10:30, right? So let's say by the London close. But half of that time, half of the 71.4% produced down before the up. Okay? So like the first knee-jerk reaction is, oh no, good news is bad news. But then if the stock market opens in, you know, about an hour, and the good news is good news because the stock market says, okay, we would rather have the Fed cut when there's a Goldilocks scenario of no landing and Fed cuts. But we'll just take earnings. I mean, if companies are making money, then the stock market goes up. That's all. So the good news started out as bad news based on the cut idea, and then people switch around, and this is what a market does. You guys are 50-50, so think about the entire market. It's 50-50. So the risk-off people got exactly what they wanted, and they made that trade, and then buyers of the dips are risk-on people, and so now they're getting what they want. And now we duke it out the rest of the day as the market opens. Now, Richard says earnings season could drive the market. Okay, so we take a guess. Consumers are spending money. Where does that go? Well, that's corporate earnings. So is it going to be good or bad? And so people, now different market participants are like, that good news is good news. And so they might buy the NASI or the stock market or whatever. They're buyers of the dip, where the initial trade seemed to be the good news is bad. Who's going to win, everybody? I don't know the future. But here's the thing. If you're risk off, you placed your trade. You made your bet. If you're risk on, you've had an opportunity. And so now the battle is on. Okay, the battle is on. Game on, bro. Game on. Okay. Okay. Oh, man, isn't this great? Well, the banks are more interested in net interest income, NII. And is it going to remain? Is it not going to remain? And they're also like, which company has the most exposure to commercial real estate? Well, Wells Fargo has a 15% exposure. Well, maybe, Bank of America only has a 12%. And, now we're getting into the esoteric stuff. As currency traders and as stock investors, I don't think we get as esoteric. We're just like, dude, is it game on or game off? Right? Game on, risk off. What is it? What are you going to do? Okay. I don't buy individual stocks. So I don't need to get into that. Which is good. Okay, so watch the stock markets today. Let's take a look at the global market. And where do we want to look? Well, let's go here. Let's just look at them all. Hong Kong, first time in a long time. You guys remember Teletubbies? Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. For the first time in a long time, we're down here. So Chinese industrial production comes out tonight in Asia, just after the Shanghai Open. So that could be a driver of this back into the channel. But if you're trading it like a channel, that's right. If you want to be a bear, you got it lined up like this, and you're doing a range break next. The safer trade is this one. And it's going to hinge on that news today. Are you going to trade Chinese industrial production? Okay. You're also going to get some GDP in there. And some retail sales. Enough is enough, though, right? At some point, how much more do you need to make a decision? Just bringing up my sonars. Another way to judge the week, like check this out. Here's a calendar that you probably have some version of from some website. Okay? Cool. And that's kind of like, I don't know, the first calendar that kind of took a hold of the Forex market was Forex Factory, right? Remember Forex Factory? I don't know if people still use that or not, and I have no idea. But it was big in the day. It had a really nice calendar, and it would tell you like which news events, like the one that just came out. Okay. Is it a doozy or not? Is it good or not? Okay, so it was, the consensus that we were going to have a big drop, but we didn't. Now, it's still less month over month, nonetheless, right? So there's a nice calendar. But you know what this does not do? It's not smart. So someone just says, well, you should trade Chinese GDP. Why? I don't know. Chinese GDP is important. So you get a 3-star for that. Okay, great. All right. But is it AI? No. So Sonars looks at all of these and then tracks the prior, the consensus, and the actual, and the differential of those. Looks at the volatility created 2 hours before, 2 hours after, and then looks for patterns on multiple time frames. So you might have this on TRADARS. This is fine. Maybe you use Forex Factory. Maybe you use FX Street. I prefer the FX Street one over Forex Factory, but whatever. You use something, right? And they all look at some version of this. Now, by the way, one of the things that I like is you can set the reminders and pop them on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. See? Isn't that nice? Save it. Cool. That's nice, right? Love it. But nice is nice. You know what? Awesome is awesome. And that's where Sonars comes in and says, ask two things. Does it create volatility? If no, ignore it. Then the second thing is, if it creates volatility, does it produce a discernible pattern that's consistent over time based on direction and differential? That's a lot to ask. If the answer is no, ignore it. So this is the greatest calendar in the investing world. So right now we're in retail sales and you see it's humming. And we have Chinese industrial production, Chinese GDP and all that kind of stuff, Chinese retail sales. It'll probably produce volatility. But if it's only like 50-50 reliable in how the volatility executes, then you're 50% likely to get run over by the freight train. Does that sound good to you? It's not reliable volatility. So the greatest calendar in the investing world is right here at TRADARS, where it says, you know what, ignore everything until we get to UK unemployment. Okay? Tomorrow night. I believe it's 2 a.m. New York. Okay? It's just the time change. I'll have to look into that, why it's still off. But anyways, so cool. And if it's less than, if it's actual, if it's greater than. We have it all plotted out. 66.7, 80 to 100 to 80 to 83, all that kind of stuff. So you're like, you know what? I'm just going to put this on my calendar as something that I want. And I put that on my calendar. Now I plan my week out. Then we have the German zoo tomorrow at 4 a.m., which should be 5 a.m., okay? Canadian inflation rate tomorrow, this time tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds really good. Okay, good. Reliable volatility. I'm going to put that on my calendar. Okay? Byrne says, does TRADARS take into account what QuantBox prediction is? TRADARS only does technical analysis. Okay, Bernd? And QuantBox only does fundamental analysis. Okay? So one only technical analysis, one only fundamental analysis. So again, I want you to act like a portfolio manager. Bernd, I want you to say, for whatever reason, okay, you are bullish or bearish on the pound. And you say, actually, I don't want to trade the pound dollar. You say, let's say you've thought about it over the weekend. Okay? You thought about it over the weekend, and as a portfolio manager who creates the alpha for the fund, that you actually want to be long US dollar because you're risk off, and you're very concerned about the Canadian dollar based on the fundamentals that you've seen inside of QuantBox. So you've decided that you want to be bullish USD CAD. Now there's a lot going on in QuantBox, and there's a lot going on in TRADARS, but you're the boss and you say you want to be long USD CAD. You just don't know if you're going to get an opportunity today or this week. But if it does, or when it does, you're going to take that opportunity. And so now you're interested in all of these events, actually. Now, you would assume Canadian inflation rate would be the one. But actually, okay, there's more. I got to move my camera. There we go. Actually, there's more to it than that. There's more opportunities. You would make that would be a good assumption. But let's just say the one later today, you're like, okay, I might want to buy a USD Kitty CAD. Okay, USD Kitty CAD, there's a scalp coming up if tonight, right? Tonight, there's a scalp coming up with 80% chance if the actual is less than 0.4. Okay, what if it comes out greater than 4%. What if it comes out greater than 4%? Is there a USD CAD long? Oh, yeah. Once again, about the same odds. Okay, about the same odds. So maybe the volatility is okay, but only scalps. Notice they're only scalps. It's ignoring the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the 48-hour. Look at the detail that it's going through. You have to understand it. To get this data, it's looking through, 100 charts in the past, because it's looking at these assets greater, equal, or less than over time, right? On multiple time frames. So it's hundreds of charts. And then, okay, let's say it comes out as expected. How does USD CAD perform? Unreliably. Oh. So should I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to trade this if I want to be long USD CAD? I'm like, nah, no, I don't. What about German Zoo? All right, so I want to be long USD CAD. Let's see. German Zoo, if it's less than 35, do I trade USD CAD? No, there's no opportunity. What if it comes out greater than? No opportunity. Oh, good to know. Don't trade USD CAD on the German Zoo, no matter what happens. It just saved me money. Okay, well, let's go back to this. Okay, now we're doing tomorrow morning, we got that Canadian inflation. If it comes out less than 2.7, I'm going to sell the USD CAD. Ooh, I don't want to sell the USD CAD. All right, so there's the big heads up, because there's 80% chance I'd lose money. Okay, I want to buy USD CAD. So let's see. If the actual is greater than 2.7, should I buy USD CAD? As a scalp, no. As a spot and a swing, yes. Ooh, well, that's interesting. How did you get to that information? So please prove it. We can draw the following conclusions about the expected movement of USD CAD based on the last 12 inflation year-over-year events in Canada. And if it's equal to, okay, the 2-hour trend will be up. Oh, that's why I don't want that one. I want USD CAD. I don't want this one. Let's do a day trade on this. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, here we go. So if it's actual, okay, if the actual is equal, or if the actual is greater, I have somewhere between a 75% and 100% chance, based on past performance, of buying my USD CAD, which I already want to do anyways. So I buy I can buy the rip on the vol, but remember, much of the time it comes down. So I'm not gonna trade the first instance. I'm gonna let it pop or drop, and then I'm gonna buy a dip. And I'm like, okay, let's do that. So show me, oops, I clicked the wrong one. Show me, TRADARS, why you believe, okay, up. Okay. Now, this is the only initial time frame. That's the thing. It's even better on that 4 hour. But it has all that. So buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Okay. Remember, these are the 15-minute charts. Buy the dip, and then the day trade and swing trade, 75 to 100% of the time, continued up. Beyond this, this is only a few hours, but for the rest of the day and maybe the rest of the week, it continued up. Okay. Byrne says, wouldn't it be helpful then? No, well, you need to use both. Byrne, you just, see, like, I'm trying to show you. I've already made my decisions fundamentally. The idea is I want them to be different or similar based on these brains don't speak the same language. They don't have the same data. There's nothing related between QuantBox and TRADARS. And I want it to be that way. Okay? So as you can see, what I'm trying to show you is I made a fundamental macroeconomic decision, okay, as a portfolio manager. And then I'm asking my technical analyst to show me, based on past performance, it's not predictive, but past performance, how to position my accumulation of USD CAD long. And it says, well, it can do a lot of things. And we're looking at the volatility news events as maybe opportunities. The news creates the dip, and I buy. As an accumulator, I want to buy red candles. Accumulation means I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy more, 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 and I'm going to buy more. Not just buy, make 20 pips, buy, make 20 pips. Okay? Much different, right? In fact, I want to go back to that. What were we trading before? Was it pound dollar? Guess I'll just open the dollar pairs, right? Okay, here's our little, it was pound dollar. Okay, cool. So remember, let's put it up on the other chart. Where did I have it? It was this one, wasn't it? Pound dollar. On one of these, I wrote it down, right? Does anyone remember where I got it, where I put it? It wasn't here. Where did I have it? Where did I put it? Was it this one? Really? Oh my God. Where's the one where I said I wrote the words down? It wasn't this one. Really? I thought it was this chart. Wow, it's not. And this was supposed to be a 2020 OCO, so this slipped through. I didn't do that right. So let's just do that. Now I don't see the chat either. Where did the chat go? Oh, yeah. Does anyone remember where I did it? Yeah, but I thought that's what this was. Where I wrote the text and everything. That's what I wanted to show, where I did the if-then. I'm screwing everything up. I'm flustered. Run, Forrest, run! I wrote it down. Where did it go? It's so funny. So let's go back. It wasn't here. And I thought I checked this. It wasn't there. Or was it? Maybe it was. Change this to 1 hour. Okay, but you remember me doing it, right? How come I can't find it? It doesn't make any sense to me. So it's not here, not there. Is it in the pound? I don't think so. Let's do tile vertically. Pound Kiwi, pound Swissy, pound Aussie. Yeah, it's not even here. Oh, maybe here. No. Huh. Well, I found every version of pound dollar except the one that we set the trade up on. How funny is that? No, but Bern, you have to understand there will always be long-term and short-term. Well, I can't, not always, but no, it's normal, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, the pound dollar 15, but I don't know which chart we drew it on. No, so, no. It's none of these. And so it's not that. No. Is it here? And I believe the answer, we have already checked this twice. No. Nowhere is there text. And then no. So we checked this twice. And it's not here either. I don't know where that text went. Like, it's just gone. Okay. So, cool. So now we've hit resistance. It's time for me to move my stop to break even. And just so you can see it, here's the entry. Cool. So what do you think? Was that fun? Now let me ask you this. If QuantBox had a live event every time an event showed up on this list, what if you could log in and have someone trade a sonar event with you live. What do you think? So you knew in advance and you can plan it on your calendar, and you knew this would probably start 15 minutes early and maybe 15 minutes after, just a little quickie. You could schedule it. You would know. There'd be just like we do at Investor Bootcamp, there'd just be an associated room. So that's one of my thoughts on how we can improve the TRADARS service. Wouldn't that be cool? Just want to share. I had a 2020 OCO. Oh my God, that's 50 pips. All right, I would have profited already. 40 pips. Interesting. I had a 2020 OCO, but then whatever I did to that chart also changed. It changed because there must have been an EA running on another chart. So I must have accidentally deleted it. And so all of a sudden it did a 33,333. But let me ask you. Type in 2020 if you saw me drop the 2020 OCO on the order. Type in 2020. I just want to know, did you actually see it? Because we'd be out. I would have had 20 pips in my pocket already. Because it's up 35 or something, right? All right. Yeah. So I'm going to move it to 2060 and do a 3-to-1. See if it breaks up. Oh my God! That's awesome! Which makes me think I probably need to move to summertime hours soon for this webinar. Because it's summer here now in Georgia. Maybe I moved this event to 9 o'clock. And we focus on the stock market open. Now, we're still doing Forex and commodities. And therefore, with TRADARS, it would have usually it would have like an 8:15 to 8:45. You see, like if we were doing an 8:30 high vol event like we just did, we'd all get together at 8:15, and by 8:45 we're moving on to the stock market open. And you're like, I'll see you over at Forex.Today. No, I did though. I did. You saw me do this. And it was 3, right? And I changed it. I went 20 and 20. Okay. But I must have muffed it up. There was just too much going on. You know me. I'm slow. So anyways, would you do me a favor and appease the YouTube gods? Would you please click the like button? I'd appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Jim. Okay. Let's look at yens. Okay. And, oh, this one. This is the one I want. Okay, cool. Let's get off the day. Let's look at a smaller time frame, like the hour. And let us clear. Let me just do a clear. Let me just clear this whole sucker. Template. Let's do bullish confluence, right? Let's do bullish confluence. Okay. How do you read this chart as a technician? Okay. What do you think about something like that? Reasonable? Okay. And what do you think about something like this? You can do here. Sometimes I see people go all the way up to there. Okay. So TRADARS is trying to tell you that this is a break. So you could now on smaller time frames look to be in the business of buying a dip. For example, even on a lousy, no good 5-minute chart, you could be in the business of buying a dip. And it's targeting 130 to 130 to 189. 130 Okay, let me back this out. We're only on it, right? To 189. Oh, I agree with that. See, look at that. You see? Look, guys. I use a different methodology, but TRADAR says we started here and we might end here. Well, I already have this down. Bullish profit aggressive, bullish profit conservative for the day. TRADARS is saying, hey man, we breached this area here at the New York Open. So one of the things you might want to plan for is an up, a down, and an up. And somewhere between here and up here, you take your profit. Okay, and TRADARS developed this 18 minutes ago. See? Okay, it saw it twice on different time frames. Okay, channel breakdown. Now, what about trades that are in play? Hey, TRADARS, I don't want to trade oil today. TRADARS, I want to trade Forex today. Okay. And I only want trades that have an 80% chance of probability. And, oh, pound yen, 4-hour chart, a pissy little move of about 75 pips. So from 92 to 93, basically. So 100 pips on pound yen 4 hour. Okay, let's go take a look at pound yen 4 hour. And let's clean this up. So it gave us a bullish trade plan. Okay, and let's do bullish daily confluence. Again, I want to show you 82% probability forecast of heading up to 193. And it told us this actually yesterday or even late last week. Oh no, today it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So 2 hours ago. All right, so we got our breakout 2 hours ago. So you would have bought this dip, right? All right, cool. And that was your 191.64, 191. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Actually, it was in here. All right, cool. So thank you, TRADARS. And now it's saying you can probably get to 190, 82% chance of getting up to 193. So we're already 100 pips late. So that's interesting. So it was basically 191.5, which is down here, with a prediction of 193, which is about there, which is this. Yeah, just a little higher than that. And we're already 100 pips into the move. So remember how it works. Okay, it moved from a radar, okay, things that were forming, to an active trade. And you had hours in advance, it's already 100 pips profit. And there's room that it continues heading up to 193. So this morning at 7 a.m. it was saying, hey, again, you have to go to Forex, 82% chance it's going to work out. Entry level 191.64, target level 193. So yeah, that's a 150 pip move. And we're already 100 pips in. So there's a little bit of meat on the bone. Yeah. And now you guys are like, hey, you're on another level, right? You're like, Wayne, that totally makes sense, because on Friday and or Sunday and or Monday morning, right? The trade plan would have been M2 to M4, which is essentially the same trade. So down here, it probably was in a radar as a forming pattern. And then this morning at 7 a.m., it's like, buy the dip, bro, buy the dip. What the hey, we're getting a breakout. Because remember, this is your swing trade off support, which is a different pattern than a channel break. It just noticed that the channel broke. And if you were already a bull, dude, what are you thinking? Of course you're buying that dip. Where most amateurs, if not all amateurs, go wrong is they don't know to be a bull. And TRADARS was saying, well, something might be bullish developing, and then this is a bullish break of a bearish channel. And then your swing trading skills kick in. You're like, oh, I get it. Okay? There's a daily target, right? And a weekly target cluster up there. So you still have to know how to trade so that you can decipher. But this is your technical analyst working for you day and night. Cool, right? Yeah. All right. So anywho, This is what we do now. This is how we work now. Okay. See, I should have taken my 20 pip profit, huh? Pissy little 2020 OCO. I haven't changed my opinion on oil because I'm a macroeconomic, fundamentally based trader and investor. So my WTI hasn't changed. It's been the same anyways for quite some time. March, I think, right? Yeah, I'm usually long by March. So I'm in week 6 of bullishness. And I know what you're thinking, Favor. You're like, yeah, but oil's down today. Great. So what am I doing? I'm using technical analysis to identify the levels of support in which I want to buy oil. And then I use technical analysis to say, did price come down to my line? Right? Did oil come down to my price? If yes, do the charts then turn bullish on a small time frame like a 5-minute chart? And if the answer of that is yes, I buy. It's amazing to trade that way because you have so much control, not over the market, but you have so much control over your behavior. Trading that way, trading with control, feels different. Okay? I trade with confidence. Okay, stock market is preparing to open. I need to go. Yeah, Open Bird's got to go too. Stock market's about to open. We got lots to watch today. And I really want to see how red hot retail sales is interpreted by the general stock market. And I'm assuming it'll actually interpret it as good. Agreed, a good retail sales with inflation probably prevents the Fed from cutting as many as they've said. But ultimately, if the consumer is still spending money, then these companies are making profit. And projected profit in the future is why you invest into a corporation. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Please have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Cheers.